proud you're giving it all up for free. When have they ever split it evenly? So you give a little extra for that VIP. Count, baby, count with me. Try to tell you money doesn't grow on trees.
Hello, welcome to September's Fit Flow. I thought I would give us a treat this month now the weather is cooling down and we're all back at school, back at work, and we're probably a little bit more stressed than normal. We've had a nice summer and the fall is arriving. So I thought we would have a really nice deep stretch session. It is still going to be work, so be prepared for that and have some water because we will stop for water breaks when we need to. But if you've got a couple of blocks, grab those and grab your mat, and we're going to start kneeling today. So if you just want to kneel with your feet facing towards the back of your mat in as much a straight line as you can, knees touching, just go ahead and just imagine that pelvis and tilt the tailbone down towards the ground. So you imagine that you're tilting that pelvis so it's nice and neutral. Take a deep breath in, hunch the shoulders to the ears. As you breathe out, draw the shoulder blades down towards one another, and inhale, lift the shoulders to the ears. Exhale, pull the shoulders down, bring the fingertips to reach. Inhale, lift and hunch those shoulders. As you breathe out, slowly draw the shoulder blades back. Inhale. And as you pull those shoulder blades back, you're trying to be mindful that your lower back, your lumbar spine stays nice and neutral. You don't start to arch it so as to get your chest higher. You just pull those shoulder blades back. Try to get them to touch. And as you do that, you're going to notice the palms of your hands start to face forward rather than backwards. One more, deep breath in. Pull those shoulders to the ears. Exhale. Palms facing forward here as you land. Breathing nice and smoothly. Nice relaxed manner. Your knees or your legs might start to feel a little numb here. So if you can bear it, try to stay with it. We're just stretching through the top of the ankles. And I forgot to say at the beginning as well, if that's really really uncomfortable and hurts your knees, then by all means use a block and pop that underneath your bottom just to help take a bit of the extra weight away from the ankles and the knees. Take a deep breath in, let that left arm reach down for the ground as you sweep your right arm up. Reach for the ceiling. Try to keep that arm, that bicep level with your ear as you reach up and over, keeping that right buttock in contact with your right heel, so you're not lifting out of the hips, you're just stretching all the way down from that pelvis all the way up to the fingertips. Inhale, come back up to neutral, palms face forward. Make sure that the shoulders are low and pulled back gently. Inhale, bring that left arm up, let that right arm slide down to the ground, or the block if that's more comfortable. Keep the bicep alongside the ear, reaching, keeping the buttocks seated down on the heels and feeling that length come all the way from the pelvis to the fingertips. Inhale, palms face forward as you come back in neutral. Deep breath in, sweep the arms up, keep them here alongside your ears. Focus on your shoulder blades and try to let go of the muscles that are bringing them up towards the ears and let them relax down. Exhale, bring those elbows down into the ribs. Really pull them back as the palms face forward. Visualize your shoulder blades touching one another. Inhale, reach tall, arms alongside the ears. Visualize that shoulder girdle. Try to let go of those tense muscles. Let the shoulders drop down. Exhaling, bring the elbows into the ribs. Palms face forward. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. We're going to go one more time here. Deep breath in. Reach those arms up. Sinking the shoulders, letting go of any tension through those muscles. And on your next exhale, you're pulling the elbows into the rib cage. Palms face forward. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Exhale, we're going to land the hands down in front of us and gently lift the hips off of the feet. Feel that blood flow back into the feet and give your feet a little kick, a little wiggle. Just wiggle those toes. If you were using a block, just put that block to one side. Coming to all fours, knees underneath the hips, wrists underneath the shoulders. Rotate your inner elbow. Draw your navel up towards your spine. Coming into neutral, tailbones pointing down towards the heels or between the heels. Deep breath in. As you breathe out, you're curling that tailbone, curling that chin down to the chest. Really push the floor away from you. Inhale, lift the hips, lift the chin. Really try to stretch that spine. Press that tailbone up to the ceiling. Exhale, draw through the lower belly. Use your abdominal muscles to pull your pelvis under. Push the floor away. Inhale, lift the hips, lift the chin. Pressing the tailbone towards the ceiling. One last time. Exhale, drawing and activating those abs as you pull that pelvis under. Inhale, lifting the hips, lift the chin. Come back into that neutral position. Rock the hips from side to side. We're going to send the hips down all the way over to the right as far as we can. Push them down to the right heel. Circle them round and pull up through that left side. Go the other way this time. Left side. Push the hips out. Pull up and round. And come back into neutral. Go to the right this time as the hips press out. And pull out through the left. One more time to the left. Press those hips out and then down to the heels. Inhale up through the right. Come back into neutral. Give those toes a wiggle. And then just lifting the heels and the feet off of the ground. You're going to circle as wide as you can through the ankle. One way and then the other. Continue to push your weight through the palms of your hands, evenly distributing through the upper body as well as the knees. Keeping that weight forward slightly. And other way with those ankle turns. Come back here into your neutral position. Sit back again on your heels. Again, you can use the block if you find that super uncomfortable. You're going to bring the knees into touch. Toes are facing directly and straight back behind you. Make sure that pelvis is just in neutral with the tailbone pointing to the ground. Deep breath in. Sweep your arms. Exhale, elbows to ribs. Inhale, reach. Exhale, elbows to ribs. Inhale, reach. Exhale, elbows to ribs. Stay right here. Make sure those fingertips are spread and reaching. The palms are spread out as wide as you can, facing forward. Squeeze those shoulder blades back to each other. Feel those upper back muscles being activated and feel these chest muscles stretching out gently. With that nice open stretch position, take a deep breath in. Visualize that spine lengthening, and as you breathe out, just twist around as far as you can, keeping those elbows back in towards the ribs. You're just twisting, trying to press the chest towards the right side. Exhale, bring that right hand down towards the right corner of your mat and lift to reach the left arm up and over. You can let your face come up towards the ceiling, gaze up towards your thumb, reach it back. Exhale, come all the way forward, bring those elbows down to the mat and press or let the head just hang down. As you just gently relax here in a form or a version of child's pose. Inhale, pull the body back up, roll the shoulders back, palms face forward. Tilt that pelvis so it's nice and neutral. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, elbows into the ribs. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, elbows to the ribs. Inhale, reach. Exhale, elbows to ribs. And again, you're going to stay here nice and open. Really spread the hands. Pull the shoulder blades to touch each other. Keep that tailbone pointing to the ground as your pelvis stays in neutral. Visualize your spine here. Take a deep breath in. Lengthen through each vertebrae and then start to breathe out. Twist that chest as far around to the left as you can. You don't have a huge amount of mobility here in this thoracic spine. We're just trying to stretch and challenge these muscles. Keep the elbows pulled back into the ribs. Keep lifting that chest. Keep breathing. Exhale, come down, elbows and forearms to the ground. Let the head rest forward and down into that little child's pose position. Inhale, coming back now to all fours. Once again, if you're using the block here, just put that to one side. Give your feet a little wiggle. Give your toes a wiggle, get that blood flow nice and strong into the feet. Flip the toes this time and try to have them face as far forward as you can. Press your heels back away from you and push your tailbone to the sky as you come into your first down dog. We're just gently going to start to pedal these legs and rock the hips from side to side as we loosen up gently, gently. Exhale, rock it out. Inhale, press to the other side. Keep going like this for a few more breaths at your own pace. Try to drop as deep as you can into this stretch. Feel it all the way through the sides of your body into the ribs. Sinking into the heels, let that head dangle. Press your chest in towards your thighs. If you prefer to keep your knees bent here and have a deeper stretch through the upper body, then that's your call. If you want more in the hamstrings and the lower back, just gently encouraging the heels down, never forcing. Draw your belly up and under. Take a deep breath in, rock over to plank, hold the plank. You can drop the knees if you need them. Energy is leading out through the heels. Draw your belly up and under, pull back into a down dog. Encourage the heels low. Again, exhale, maneuver the body forward, shoulders forward over the wrists, into a plank. Energy is leaving through the heels. Deep breath in, activate the lower belly as you lift the hips and tailbone back towards the sky. Exhale, one last time, moving forward. Breathing, activating all the muscles in the body here. Hold your spine straight and strong. Drawing the belly up and under. Sink into the heels, down dog. So pedaling those legs, letting and finding that depth in your downward dog by letting your chest drop in towards the thighs. Exhale, lower the knees, a little bit wider than the torso, toes touch, Send the hips to heels, reach the arms forward, child's pose. Let that head rest into the mat. Sinking the chest. Deep inhale, start to walk the hands over to the left. Try to keep the hips grounded as much as you can onto those heels. As you reach your right fingers forward, really feel that deep stretch through the right rib cage, your right triceps, and down into the lower back. Breathing deeply. Nice deep breath in here. Gently walk your hands all the way to the right. Same on the right side. We're going to walk them as far over as we can and reach the left fingertips forward. Try to encourage the left hip or left buttock down towards your left heel. Keep reaching and sinking with each exhale a little bit deeper. Gently inhale, come all the way back into that center. Gently push forward and bring the elbows to the mat as you lift your hips towards the ceiling. You're going to bring the knees in underneath the hips. Start reaching the arms forward and lowering the chest towards the mat. If you can comfortably get your chest down, rest on your chin as you gaze forward, or you can rest on the forehead if the chest isn't quite there. Push into those elbows and lower the body down all the way to the floor. Keeping the elbows underneath your shoulders. Root your hips, root your pelvis into the mat. Gently take a deep breath in, and as you do that, lift your chest and imagine you're pulling your body through your arms. So you're almost pulling back in the elbows and pushing that chest forward and up. Feel that spine opening up gently, gently. Push your chin up towards the ceiling. Keep your jaw closed here. Not clenched, but just closed. Deep inhale, and as you start to breathe out, bring that chin to look over your left shoulder. Inhale, come back into that center, gently pulling those elbows back, lifting and pressing that chest forward. Get rooted in the hips. Deep breath in, fill the lungs all the way through the nose, and as you breathe out, gently bring the chin over the right shoulder. Go as far as you can. Keep breathing here. Inhale, come back here to center and gently lower all the way down to the ground. Take a moment to rest. All right, now this time we're going to bring the hands underneath the shoulders instead of the elbows. So bring those hands under your shoulders, spread your hands wide, press into your fingertips, root your hips, root your pelvis. Gently push up and lift that chest just like you were with the elbows down, but this time you're really going to pull those elbows into the ribs. Keeping the hips grounded, come up as high as you can and really feel that deep stretch through that lower spine. Keep breathing and lifting the chest. Nice deep breath in, pressing that chin up and forward as you do. Exhale, slowly lower. Push into the knees, into the hands, back to all fours, and then lift that tailbone towards the sky. Go ahead, pedal the legs back into your down dog. All right, lowering down to the knees. We're going to sit back, have a quick drink. So we're going to start in down dog, so meet me there when you're ready. Pedal the legs, get comfortable here, let the head dangle. Draw the belly up and under. And you can just start to rock the body from one heel to the other, loosening up any tension in the legs, in the calves, in the upper body. Landing and sinking the chest in towards the thighs. Inhale that right leg up towards the ceiling. Point the toes. Go ahead, pull that right heel to the left buttock and twist the pelvis open to the side wall. Pointing the toes of that right leg, gently encouraging the heel down in towards the left buttock. Now focus on your left heel. Push your weight evenly into the left heel and evenly into the right hand. You want to feel the stretch through the side waist on this right side, in through the hip and the pelvis. Gently let that foot start to drop towards the ground, feeling that stretch deepen in through the front of the pelvis. Go ahead, straighten that leg, but keep that tilt, keep that nice stretched out and opened out pelvis. Let the weight of the leg stretch in through that side hip, all through the fascia, through the lower side waist. Exhale, bend that knee and pull it back into the chest. Move forward, hold it up towards your chest. Change the angle of your toes and step them through the feet. Ground your left knee, flip your left foot. Inhale, come on up. Gazing between your hands. Tuck that pelvis. Remember, it wants to be in neutral. So tailbones down to the ground. Exhale, open left hand forward, right hand back. Twist that spine, reach back behind you. Stay lifted in the chest, lifted in the spine. Go ahead, take your left hand, the outside of your right knee, and your right hand, you're going to wrap the back of that hand around the left rib cage. Using those areas as leverage, take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, just gently push into the knee and twist as you push into the ribs. Just helps lever you that little bit further, looking behind you. Inhale, come all the way back, round to neutral, nice and slow. Take your time, gaze up between your hands. Go ahead, sink your body weight forward as far as you can, feeling that stretch through that left hip flexor. Try to stay hold and keep hold of that pelvis. Don't let it start to tip forward. One more deep breath in, and as you breathe out, sink as low as you can into that front heel, stretching as deep as you can through the back leg. Deep inhale as you slowly pull through that center line. Exhale, float your hands. Flip your back toes. Come on back to a plank, hold it here. Energy is leaving the heels, tip slightly forward, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. and pull back into plank. You can choose to do another chaturanga here, or you can meet me straight back in down dog. You choose. Lift the hips as you come back. Pedal. Sink the chest. Well done. All right, go ahead, taking that left leg up behind you. Centering the body. Point the toes of the left foot. Pull the left heel towards your right buttock as you open your pelvis out to the side. Now, as you encourage that heel towards the opposite buttock, just take a moment to focus on your right heel and press your weight evenly down in through that standing leg. Equally pressing the weight through that left hand. Being careful not to tip over to the right. You can let gravity pull that knee or leg down as far as you can, stretching through that left hip, left front side waist. You can go ahead, straighten the leg, and that weight of that leg will pull down into an even deeper stretch through that side hip in the fascia, sinking the chest. Go ahead, bend the knee, exhale, pull that knee into the chest, hold it there, nice and high. Change the direction of your toes, step it through. Ground the back knee, flip the back foot, come on up, reach tall. Gaze up between your hands, remember your pelvis is in that neutral position, so your tailbone points to the ground. Deep breath in here, exhale, right hand forward, left hand back, twisting and lifting the chest. Go ahead, take that right hand to the outside of your left knee. The back of the left hand wraps around the right rib cage. Deep breath in, lift the spine, exhale, using those hands as leverage to twist and look behind you. Slowly inhale those arms back up, gently come to your center. Deep breath in, exhale, sink that weight forward, stretch through that back hip flexor. Let the weight press down into that front heel. Sinking with each exhale. Keep reaching tall here. Try to keep that spine tall and straight. Deep breath in. And as you breathe out, sink a little bit more. Exhale. We're going to pull this back and float back to plank. Hold it here. By the way, that's my dog snoring. It's nothing to do with me. If you can hear it, that is. Energy's leaving the heels. Tip the body weight forward slightly, lower down, exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog. Press into the tops of the feet. Lift the chest. Make sure the shoulders stay low. Come on back. You can do a second chaturanga or you can meet me in down dog. Pedal the legs. Well done. All right, come down to your knees. We're going to have a little drink. Feeling more and more opened out and subtle with each round. I know I am. Whew, this time of year you need a good stretch, I find. Any time of year, to be honest, but... All right, once you've taken on a little bit of water, we're going to meet back in that down dog. Spread the hands wide, pedal out, sink the heart, let the head dangle. Go ahead, take that right leg up, point the toes, open the hip out, Feeling those hips nice and supple now, nice and open. Gently press the weight into the left heel and the right hand evenly. Push your hip forward. Now if you want to, you can go ahead and flip that dog all the way over into Wild Thing. Push the hips up, reach up, stack your shoulders. If you want, you can straighten out that left leg, or you can keep it grounded. Inhale back up. Exhale this right knee to the chest. Step it through. Come on up, high lunge. Reach tall. Tuck your pelvis. Hands to the heart. Drop down about halfway into a lunge. Keep that pelvis in neutral. Reach the arms up. Lengthen through the spine, lift through the chest. Deep breath in, straighten that leg, or both legs even. Exhale, fold from the hip, reach forward, bring the fingertips either side of that front foot. Now if you want, you can bring blocks here and use those if you're not quite reaching the floor. You can have the block at any height. Obviously, you're going to work with where you are at. If you can get the fingertips lightly to the ground without rounding the spine, then you won't need the block. Both legs straight, both sets of toes facing forward. Now focus on pressing your heart down towards your chest, towards your thigh, sorry. You want to come in a little bit deeper. You can pull those right toes up towards the ceiling. Exhale, grounding the foot. Sink into that front heel, front leg. Inhale up, halfway lunge. So when you're in this halfway lunge position, your pelvis is tucked. You're activating those glutes. Reach tall, anchoring through your base and lifting and reaching through your upper body. Little bit lower, activate those muscles in the legs, in the buttocks. Deep breath in as you breathe out, straighten up that front leg. So now both legs are straight, fold up the hip, let the fingertips float to the blocks or the mat. Sink back into that back heel and press your chest in down towards the thigh. Inhale, the toes can point towards the ceiling, sinking the chest. Keep that gaze towards the front of the mat. Exhale, lower the foot down, start to sink it into that front leg. Reach up, halfway lunge. Stay low in that back knee, but not grounded. Activating the glutes through that back leg, activating the muscles through the front thigh. Reach tall, drop the shoulders just like we did at the beginning of the class, keeping the shoulders low as the arms reach. One last time, exhale, straighten the legs, fold up the hip, fingertips touch the mat or the blocks, sink back into that back heel as well as pulling those toes up. Lower the foot, lower the knee, come back with that left hand on the floor, line the fingers and the toes up here at the front. You're going to bend that back knee, reach the right arm back and grab a hold of your left foot. From here, we're going to lean forward and let the right knee flare out as you stretch through that left inner thigh, left hip flexor. So you're letting that body weight come forward into the right foot, out into the right side with that right knee, and pressing the hips down, pulling that left heel towards your buttock. Keep your gaze up, try not to round the spine and look down underneath you. You want to look just ahead of you on the mat. Deep breath in as you release those holds, that stretch. You're going to bring the right hand forward, step back to a plank. Energy is leading through the heels. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Roll it back to plank. Meet me in down dog. Lift the hips. Pedal. Good. Whew. Sink the heart. Deep breath in, left leg up. Point the toes, open the hip. Out to the side, grounding through that right heel and that left hand. Being careful not to rock to one side. Sink the chest. Let gravity take this leg or foot all the way over it. If you want to flip the dog all the way, reach, push your hips up, activate your bottom, squeeze, stack your shoulders. You can bring the arm to reach forward, follow your thumb with your gaze. If you want to straighten out that right leg, you can. Inhale, come up. Let's flip all the way over. Take this left knee through the chest. Step it through. Come on up, high lunge. Without falling over. Whew. Reach. Stay focused. Drop your shoulders. Drop that back knee a little bit more. Staying right here. Keep pushing the hips forward so you've got that tailbone tucked. You're pressing so you can really feel that stretch through the back hip flexor. Exhale, straighten up both legs. Fold up the hip and swing down so the fingertips come either side of the foot. Again, here you're using the blocks if you prefer. Keep the whole of that left foot grounded. Press your chest forward. Keep your gaze up. Your back is nice and straight and you're pressing your heart forward. You're not rounding and stooping over the leg. Go ahead, pull the toes up towards the ceiling. Press that right heel down into the mat. Exhale, grounding the foot. Bend the back knee. Inhale, back through that center line. So trying to move with that stability, changing from one position to the other, is challenging your balance. Gazing up between your hands as you drop that back knee halfway down. Keeping the pelvis in neutral. Keep it tucked under. Deep breath in here. Slowly exhale. Straighten. Fold up the hip. Fingertips down. Press your chest forward. Lift your gaze towards the end of your mat. Press into that right heel as you bring the toes from your left foot to face the ceiling. Exhale, ground the foot, slowly encourage that back knee about halfway down into that lunge. Reach up, steady, smooth. Gaze up between your hands. Drop down into that half lunge. Exhale, straightening that front leg. Fold up the hip. Fingertips to the mat or the blocks. Press down into that back heel. Pull the toes towards the ceiling. Keeping that spine nice and straight. No hunching over the leg. Exhale, lower the foot, lower the back knee. Flip the back foot. Take the right hand down onto the mat and line your fingers and your toes up. Pressing into the back foot. You're going to let this knee flare out, but you're going to press down into the whole of the left foot. Bend that back knee. Deep breath in here. Reach it up and over and grab a hold of your foot as you press forward. If you can get a hold of it, that is. If not, then you're just holding or reaching down towards that foot, holding onto your ankle. Once you have a hold of your foot, you're trying to press and sink into this stretch so you can feel it through your quads, through the hip flexor, but you can also feel it through this outside of this left hip, keeping that left foot grounded. Again, try not to look down between your legs. Keep your gaze up. Try to let go of all the muscles around the hips and sink down. Deep breath in, releasing that foot. Bring your left hand around so it's level with your right. Take this back to a plank. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Pull it back. I'll meet you in down dog. Pedal out. Well done. All right, coming down onto your knees. Grab a little bit of water. We've got one more round to go before we come down for our rest. So, when you've had a little bit of water, I'm going to meet you all the way down on your tummy. So hopefully you didn't drink too much. I should have warned you. Root your hips, root your pelvis, hands underneath your shoulders. Resting in the tops of the feet, push the fingertips one at a time down into the mat. Now try to create a little pocket where your palm is as you push down into the heel of your hand as well as the fingertips. Pull the elbows into the ribs and gently lift the rib cage as high as you can. Keep the hips touching the ground. So as long as your hips are touching the ground, you can come up as high as you want to, but we're trying to really focus on stretching the spine. Take a deep breath in, pull that chin up towards the ceiling. Head back. Exhale, bring the chin to the neutral position facing forward, and now pull your jaw back and pull it back. Release, pull back, release, back, release. So it's a little bit like the funky chicken, I guess, but you're trying to activate the muscles in the neck that tend to get overstretched and stay in that overstretched position from all that admin and computer work that we tend to do without even realizing. Even when your job is not admin, you do a lot of admin, I have found. One of my life lessons. Elbows are staying tucked. We're going to go 2 more times. Pull it back and now push your chin up towards the ceiling again by pulling your head back as far as you can. exhale, slowly lower down. Take your time. Bring those arms alongside the body. Take a rest here. You can bring your face to one side or rest in the forehead. And then if you are on one side, you can stretch around to the other. All right, while we're down here, we'll work those back muscles as well before we come into our final sequence. So we're going to bring the hands just level with the shoulders here, palms facing down. We're going to lift the rib cage, but this time we're not using the hands to push off. You're activating those muscles all the way down the back, into the lower back, into the glutes. So squeeze up, lift and lower. And up. And as you lower, you breathe out. But as long as you're breathing, don't overthink it. Make sure that the pelvis stays grounded. And you can really work those muscles in the back, controlling your return. So try not to thud back down. Slowly return to the mat. 4 more here, keeping those hands up and level with the shoulders. One more time, hold it up, and now pull the left elbow to the left hip for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and take a moment here. Nice deep breath in, root the hips, root the pelvis, bring those hands level with your shoulders. 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, control it down, 6, 7, 8, 9, hold the last one, right elbow, right hip, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take a minute here, just resting, arms alongside the body. You can either rest in the side of the face or in the forehead. Come back into center, hands under the shoulders, flip the toes, push to the knees, all fours. Coming onto all fours, knees underneath the hips, spread the hands wide, flip the toes, push the hips to heels, into down dog. Pedal the legs. Let the head hang. Draw the navel up towards the spine. Take a deep breath in, bring that right leg up. Pull that right heel to the left buttock. Sink into the left heel. And if you want, you can flip the dog all the way over, push the hips up, let the hips press and let the glutes squeeze as high as you can as you reach that right hand back. Gaze up, put your thumb. Deep breath in, reach the right fingers up, bring that right knee through to the chest, step it through, and ground the back foot. So a 45-degree angle. Line the heel and the arch up. Windmill, left hand comes up and over. Warrior two. All right, so here in Warrior two, we're keeping the shoulders over the hips, sinking into that front heel, reaching either side of your room, grounding through that back foot. Deep breath in, reach forward and land the right fingertips inside the right foot. Now you can use a block here if it's more comfortable. Reach the left arm up, stack the shoulders, sink into the hips, nice and low. We're going to come back from the hips, so stay low in your base, reach up into Warrior two, shoulders over the hips. Keep it back, left hand lands, reach the right arm up. Stretch it towards the back of the room. Inhale, Warrior two. Go ahead, straighten that front leg. Rotate now, so both feet are facing forward. Arms out to the side. Relax your shoulders, lift your chest, deep breath in, reach tall. Exhale, forward fold. Lead with your heart, both legs are straight here. Come all the way down and land the hands to the ankles. Let the head hang. So just releasing here, letting the upper body relax. Bringing the fingertips to line up on the edge of your mat. Let your head come down a little bit lower, gaze behind you. Try to completely let go of the neck, completely let go of your shoulders. Heel toe your feet out just a little bit more if you feel comfortable enough to do so. And see if you can get your elbows on the ground as you feel that nice deep stretch through the inner thigh. Try to let go of the muscles around the knee, in and above and around the thigh. Nice deep breaths. Inhale, fingertips come back to the edge of your mat. Now push into the fingertips and come to a flat back. Draw the navel to the spine. Bring the hands back to the legs, towards the ankles. Try to keep that back nice and straight. Pressing the heart forward. Walking the hands now all the way over to that left leg. Left hand in behind the left leg. Right hand over the top of the left foot. And gently draw your head in towards your knee. Using your hands as leverage just to encourage a deeper stretch. You're not forcing your body down into a deeper stretch. Exhale, walking all the way over to the right. Again, take that right hand in behind your right leg. Left hand over the right foot and gently encourage your head in towards your knee. Nice deep exhale, come all the way back into that center as low as you can go. Up to flat back. Heel toe the feet in just a couple inches and rotate that front foot to face forward. Sink the body weight into the front leg and windmill your left arm up and over, Warrior two. Straighten up, windmill, and come back to plank. Well done. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Back to a plank. Chaturanga. Meet me in down dog. Pedal out. Well done. All right, almost there now. Sometimes a stretchy class can be more challenging than a cardio class in a lot of ways, but it feels so good when you're done. It's so worth it. Take a nice deep breath in, float that left leg up. Open it out. Stay grounded through the right. Grounded through the left hand. If you want, you can flip the dog all the way over. Reach up, squeeze your glutes here. Can hear the rain? Oh, it's so stormy tonight. That's kind of put me in the mood for actually class too, eh? I hope you're not doing this on a bright sunny morning. All right, flip the dog all the way over, knee comes through, step into your warrior two, windmill up. Sink. Sink into that back foot. As low as you can. You have nice open hips now, so you should be able to get fairly low. Reach forward, land the fingertips inside that left foot. You can use a block if you want to. Open the right arm up. From here, you're coming from the hip, keeping the base low. Warrior two, stay there in the base and bring the right hand back as you reach up and over towards the back of the room. Come on up, warrior two. And straighten that front leg. Go ahead and rotate the foot. So now both feet are facing the edge of your mat. I'm just going to turn around so you're not staring at my bum the whole time. Feet facing the edge of your mat on the other side this time. Relax your shoulders, lift your chest. Reaching with the fingertips, activating those arms. Reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Legs stay straight, land the hands to the ankles. Bring your hands now to the edge of the mat. This time you're going to bend the knees and let the knees rest on the back of your elbows. And you can stay right here if you feel that this is a nice deep stretch. You can move around in the stretch. You can circle it. You can go from side to side. You can lift and go down. Just trying to encourage those hips to open out and relax as much as you can. If you want to come into an arm balance as well as a hip stretch, you're going to spread the hands as wide as you can. Let the knees rest on the back of the elbow, and one at a time you're going to take your feet off of the ground, keeping your gaze at the ground so your neck stays in neutral. So holding that balance as you stretch in the hips. Or, like I said, you can stay down on the ground and just focus on the hip stretch. Nice deep breath in here, land back down, rotate that back foot, front foot, and back foot grounds into your warrior two. Windmill your right arm up and over, warrior two. I got a bit confused with my left and right there because I swapped sides. All right, sink. Straighten that leg, windmill. Back you go, plank. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Back to plank. Chaturanga. And down dog. Pedal. Come down to the knees, sit back in the heels, child's pose. Reach the arms forward. Taking those hands all the way over to the right, stretching through that left side of your body. Reach the arms forward. Sink the left buttock, sink the left hip. Inhale, walk all the way the other way. And again, you want that opposing energy, reaching with the right hand, stretching and pressing down with the right hip. Inhale, come all the way back into center. We're going to ground the elbows, gently push forward into the elbows and keep those knees under the hips. Reach the arms forward, keeping the knees where they are. Gently encourage the chest down towards the ground. Sinking that chin into the floor, looking just ahead of you. If you can't quite get down that low, resting in the forehead. Encouraging and pressing that weight into the elbows as you shift forward. Elbows under the shoulders. Lift the chest up and through. And then coming back onto the hands. We're going to push up and come all the way over onto our bottom. Just to finish off, we're going to lower ourselves down onto the mat, hold the knees, roll down. Take the legs up into the air. Grab a hold of your, if you can hold on to your arches of your feet, then hold them. If not, then just hold the back of the legs where it is comfortable. You want to try to keep your shoulders as grounded as possible, holding on to your legs, straightening those knees, pushing the heels towards the ceiling. Gently exhale. Now pull the knees in towards the shoulders into happy baby. Press the legs back up, heels to the ceiling. Pull the shoulders, the knees to the shoulders into happy baby. This time, whilst you're in happy baby, you can roll around, massaging just in and around the lower back. Come back to center and press the heels back up, straighten the legs. One more time, exhale, knees to the shoulders, roll around. And gently come back into center, press the heels up. Hug the knees, roll from side to side, and then roll backwards and forwards. Come all the way up to a seated position on your mat and sit with your legs crossed. Now, if you find this really uncomfortable and it activates your hip flexors, just pop a block under your bottom just to give yourself a little bit of leverage and an angle to sit cross-legged. Grab a hold of your thighs, twist them internally, and evenly sit down on those sit bones. Take a deep breath in, lift the heart, drop the shoulders. Reach the arms up, interlace your fingers and bring your hands down to your heart. Nice deep inhale, and as you exhale, just sitting nice and tall, Let the backs of your hands rest on the knees. A few quiet breaths here. One more deep breath in, bring the hands back to the heart. Inhale the hands back to the ceiling. Exhale, reach the arms forward. Press into the ground and come back to all fours. Flip the toes, sit back into that crouching position and feel the back of the calves, the back of the Achilles tendons stretching as you encourage the heels towards the ground. As you forward fold, head in towards the knees. Push down into the feet. Come all the way up. Bring that gaze to the ceiling. Exhale, hands to the heart. Well done, everyone. Give yourselves a good clap. I think you did awesome. That was a nice deep stretch. I hope you feel better for it. And I will see you again soon. Take care.